City Commission meeting, City of Pahokee, July the 22nd at 7:05 p.m. This meeting is called to order. If we could all stand for invocation and pledge, please. Mr. Copeland, sir.
Father, tonight we're thankful for the City of Pahokee and your hand upon us. Lord, we just ask you to guide our leaders tonight and give them wisdom, give them your favor. And Lord, as we're having this meeting, we're so thankful that we are in peace tonight. And we hold up Israel as they're being shelled by many rockets.
Yes, Lord.
We pray for their peace tonight. And we thank you for our peace. Now have your way in this meeting, and we'll praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Copeland. Madam Clerk, roll call, please. Present.
Commissioner Barrett?
Present.
Commissioner Biggs? Commissioner Hill? Present. Vice Mayor Walker? City Manager Moore? City Attorney Brandenburg? Sergeant Lieutenant Poston?
Present.
City Clerk Sinclair here.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Before we move through our agenda, we have changing of the guards this evening. So Lieutenant Poston, sir, will take over.
Thank you, Mayor. As most of the Commission and Manager Moore and Mayor, you're aware, I will let the citizens of Pahokee know that I have taken a new position within the Sheriff's Office and will be leaving the Glades area and going to headquarters. I'm just recently assigned to the Violent Crime Division and taken over the robbery unit at the Sheriff's Office. So as I go, someone has to come and take my place. So Lieutenant Ed Luty has graciously accepted the position. He is a long time Glades, he's familiar with the Glades. He's been out here a long time, about 7 years. His last position was the lieutenant in charge of the city of Belle Glade, so the folks down in Belle Glade are very familiar with him. He's very familiar with the Glades. I want to assure you guys that you're being less than capable hands. But I do want to introduce him tonight. This is Lieutenant Ed Luty. So we will change the guard and let him take over from my spot. And I just want to say that it's been a pleasure serving you guys as citizens. I've really appreciated all the warmth and kindness that you guys have shown me, and I hope that I've served you well. I've tried my best. I just want to let you know, though, that while I may be gone, you guys are not forgotten, and I am a short drive away and a phone call if you need me, and I will always come back and help out whenever I can. So without that much further ado, I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Luty and let him take this podium there.
All right. Thank you very
We
much.
miss you, but thank you and welcome, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Luty, for being here, sir. Thank you very much, Lieutenant Poston, for all your diligent service to the city. Commissioner?
If we could we move the proclamation for him go ahead?
Sure.
Time to do it.
Thank you very much. We have is that in form of a motion, or are we just moving?
It's actually on the agenda.
I know, but I
I want to move it up.
It's just to follow this particular.
We can't move it up. All right. Do we have the proclamation ready?
No, we do not.
We do not have it ready. So I think it just was a notification that we have one for you, but we'll make sure we get that to you. But it is on the agenda for this evening.
Thank you, Mayor.
But thank you very much for your service. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Lieutenant, will you be willing to come back to receive it?
Absolutely. Just let me know.
Yes.
Thank you.
Without a doubt.
All right. We have a pretty extensive agenda tonight. Citizens, if you all can help us with the chatter this evening in the audience, make sure that all comments are directed to the commission. We have only 3 comment cards here, so only those 3 citizens will have an opportunity to speak this evening as we get to that on the agenda. Since there being no public service announcements, we do the additions and deletions to approve the agenda items.
Mr. Mayor, we need to add a couple of items to delete. One, F2, Commission Workshop, June 2000, or is it that necessary?
And
Commission Workshop, June 14th. That one needs to be deleted, or bring it back another time. Then on consent agenda, we need to add G3 2000-26, dealing with the trucks parking along space. Point, Roll, you did the agenda? Okay, I haven't.
Was that G4?
The G4.
Correct.
Yeah. She says, it's already in there, so I just want to make sure, it's the G4. And then the final item that added, Mr. Mayor, is under new business, P1, credit card bill.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner. Can we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you very, very much, Commissioner. Madam Clerk,
Sorry, who's second?
Commissioner Hill.
Commissioner Biggs?
Yes.
Commissioner Bell?
Yes.
Walker? Yes. Mayor Lo?
Yes. Approval of minutes. We had a deletion of June. Can we have a motion to minutes?
Second.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Walker?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs? Commissioner Bell?
Yes.
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes. I'm on to our consent agenda. I have 4 consent agenda items. I'm just going to read them and we'll have a motion on all of them. If questions about any of the consent agenda items. We have Resolution 2018-23, Resolution Commission of the Florida authorizing the mayor to enter a contract with Assurance System for the purchase and installation of an emergency. Do we have any question on that resolution?
No.
Thank you very much. Consent agenda 2, Resolution 20-24, Resolution City Commission of the Florida authorizing Amendment 02 to the agreement with Beach County for development block grants for Pahokee Emergency Project. Any questions, Commissioner?
I have.
Thank you very much, Commission. Consent agenda item 3, Resolution 24-25, a resolution City Commission of the City of Pahokee approving and authorizing First Amendment to the agreement with Palm Beach County Fuel Management Service. Questions, Commission? Mr. Moore, one question. Explain this resolution to the citizens.
Yes, basically, we purchased out from county. They have a location out on State Market, and we all about basically out there.
Okay, thank you very much for the explanation. No further question on number 4, Resolution 14-26, of the City Commission of the City of Florida authorizing the operating staff to report to the Department of Transportation installation of no overnighting and 2-hour parking sites on State Road 15. Questions, Commission?
No.
Just for the public, 15, what area where will be requested?
The parking along State Road is extremely restricted. There's only a few areas that parking is allowed, and so wherever it's allowed, that's what this is targeted for. So if this parking going is not designated, it wouldn't be allowed anyway. And so there's designated areas, and that's the area we're talking about. 715, State 15, that's Bacon Point Road.
And they have been to already.
Oh, yes. We've had a truck in particular that's been parking quite along the Commission Park and that lot, Commissioner's Park, and we've had complaints about that. They've left them there as long as 3.
In the 2-hour parking sign, kind of give an explanation of
Trying to cut down on keeping long periods along that stretch, because it's once they put that median piece parking along the right hand Second Point Road is
okay. The requirement is no parking on 17, right?
not complete parking. It's just no parking overnight.
Overnight,
People parking there overnight and leaving their vehicle.
right? And there's no position for how long a truck goes into park.
That's
So
correct.
city, we request that sign be posted only allowed parking. And who was that?
PBSO.
Okay, so if I'm doing Better Point Road, and my vehicle's parked, that mean I'm only allowed 2 hours?
Overnight.
Oh, it's overnight parking.
We were trying to get after the overnight.
Oh, okay, the 2 hours.
Saying that 2 hours, so what is the per hour parking sign?
And 2 hour parking sign mark the road, so I think.
When I state my road, state road 7.
Our state, I might hold them online.
Okay.
State Road 750. From what I gather from my conversations with F, we had to have the 2 parking, I believe, on there is what get the signs put there at all. And so primarily concerned with overnight, but in order to get to place the signs along, they would have 2 hour limitation on.
Okay, great.
So that was one requirement.
Because remember the first video, we've already brought this resolution to you. And we were just asking that vehicles not be allowed to park. And they added this that we had to have.
The only question I have, I think, advice to it, if you have visitors from out of town, and the only place for them, their guests, is on the street. They come to City Hall to request a certain permit, allow them to park there overnight.
Further down from Community Park, further down the street, the 2 hour parking from FDOT, the parking will not be in effect. In front of the Commissioner's Park, there will be.
That makes sense.
Okay. So it's only along
Commissioner in front of
the Commissioner's Park.
The biggest problem.
Let the record mention that Mr. Berg is on the phone for our meeting. Welcome, attorney. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Any questions, Commission? Since they're being done, can we have the, are we okay? Resolution 2014-6.
Mayor, I move we adopt the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Commissioners, Madam Clerk.
Is that Vice Mayor?
No, Commissioner.
Thank you. Commissioner?
Yes.
Commissioner Biggs? Commissioner Hill?
Yes.
Walker?
Yes.
Mayor Watts?
Automation, we have 4 proclamations for approval. Give me my flowers while I live. We all, who is that to, Commission or Mr.
To the Singletary.
The Singletary? And we also have a proclamation for our own posting that we're looking at a later date. We also have a order.
Certificate of appreciation.
Certificate of appreciation.
Actually, sir, that's actually a wrap. I believe all of you all have signed that certificate, and it's also been given to them already, and so that's ratification of that.
Ratification. Thank you very much on both those. Thank you. Commission, can we have a motion to approve the proclamation and the certificates of appreciation? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Commissioner. Roll call.
Vice Mayor? Yes. Commissioner Biggs? Commissioner Bob?
Yes.
Commissioner Hill? Yes. Mayor Watts?
Yes.
To clarification, because else is signature, so is that okay that I vote?
Attorney Brandon, I have a question on the floor. Give me my flowers while that's after.
Yes. Yes, that's okay, that she's on.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. We're on to presentations. We have 2 presentations tonight. We have the Black Caucus of Palm Beach, Mr. Ron Leonard, sir. Thank you for being in our favors today. You kind of podium, sir, and give us your state your name and the organization you're with.
All right. My name is Ron, President of the Caucus Caucus, retired assistant principal at John Allen High. It is indeed an honor here with Warren, distinguished
elated to be here. We have an excellent presentation. And what the Black Hawk House, we are a nonprofit organization who tries to make the living better educators for our students and our educators. And I am a product of I taught school for years, and also go to high school. I used to come out a long time ago. So I used to work out here at Sugar Land High. Also involved as manager, and also with Joe Fisher when he was here. So I'm very familiar with things here. But the reason tonight, I'm very concerned in the schools. I'm concerned about the score of our African American students. Their reading scores bothers me. Their scores in math bothers me. When I was going at Roseland High School, things are different. I realized that. I had to know every book. So I was smart. I had every sentence in it. I had to know every sentence. And how you remember that?
Yeah.
We used to go to the board and diagram. So those things have gone away. Tonight I have something I stated in River Beach. Seven are F and D. And I've gone to the superintendent, expressed that to him. I had a meeting with him to change it. But I have a product to introduce to this council tonight. I've been all taught school reading program to be accessible and I'm going to ask to come up, Councilperson Shelby Lowe and Mr. John Burgess. These persons will come up and to give a presentation regarding the reading program. I think you'll listen very attentively. Out of all the years I've taught school for 38 years, so this program can very easily, it's very easy trying to do because as you will, we're going to have a common. And this is a supplementary program, is a supplementary program trying to use Cert Common Core. It can be used very easily. Let Mr. Burgess and Mr. Lowe tell you about it. Gentlemen, come up.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. As you approach the podium, state your name, correct the organization that you're with.
Good afternoon or good evening. I'm Shelby Lowe, former from Riviera Beach. Mr.
John Burgess. I'm with John Education Technology.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
As Mr. mentioned, we were interested in bringing this reading program, performance system, and I'm with our chess program too. We do recognize it's the high level in this community, especially through X. And we strongly, if you can commit athletics, it can transfer with academics. One, what we really address is the deficiencies in, as I mentioned, to address and F results and try to on those. Because a community that can't think, chess component, you have pop and all of those other things associated with those type problems. So Mr. Burgess is the science expert. He can fill your brain with all intricate detail. Brief, we understand that. So I'll pass it over to him.
Normally when we usually go to sign. I understand that we only have 10 to talk tonight, but one of the things that I've been doing a couple of years is looking in detail at the FCAT all over the state. The thing that really surprised me looking at the reading data was how the curves were. If you know the FCAT 2, or you go back to FCAT 1.0, and you graph those scores, they're low, but there are also no improvement in scores. Whatever you used, even reading more, doesn't seem to be the direction. And in fact, in Pompey, the elementary school, middle school, and the high schools are at about a 60% pass for FCAT. The school in Pahokee are running 30%. So 60% and Palm Beach 10% here in in Pahokee. And we that with a combination of chess, the analytical skills, and on a foundation of reading, that we can those scores up significantly. Reading performance primarily on an area of reading that are addressed in the schools, and that visual reading, so the eyes work, the skills, and the way that the brain is the sensory input that it gets from the eyes. Those coupled with vocabulary, comprehension skills, found in the case studies that we've run throughout and around the country, that we've been able to certainly improve reading comprehension on these particulars. Rather than doing the same thing over and over again, we've done in the past and not changing, we've tried a new approach completely based on science, which has filtered into the mainstream reading community. Taking we're ahead of on what's coming, maybe coming 5 to 10 years ago, but we can implement that now, right here. Again, reading for information skills, and chess for analytical and personal skills.
But mainly, this is work of the community, isn't it? And asking for is community support, because we need bodies, we need parents, we need somebody that's willing to come in and help us instruct kids and help them learning endeavors. Get involved in athletics, practice. We're not breeders. That's that we accumulate over, have to develop. And some of our kids don't learn the same way as others. But, if implementing the human, the visual element of it, we're covering all this, so that if this child in the back doesn't like us, we know why. Because he hasn't visual skills, or his eyes are bad, or he doesn't comprehend the material. We can't leave any of that up to chance. We're covering all bases, new research program, but we need community to buy in. We need your help. We're here in front of the people, which are the parents and the adults that make up the community.
All right. Thank you very much for. I think he has to finish it.
Having something big on all from 9 to BEC in force. Barbecue. Bringing some other good things as well. I've been asking individuals to come in. I'm going to be asking Franco, Bobby Powell, the representative, to join me that day. Good time. I'm also giving you an update on Pahokee. The principal has reached out to BEC. We do a lot of things, and what we ask, and I'm working on is to go into the courtyard of Pahokee High. I'm fixing the facade of High. I got to go and help me do some things. So that's what Black Educators Caucus. We do the walk as well. And when I went to the High things, and I graciously said, I'm him, right now, I have 5 tables committed to going out in the Pahokee High. There'll be some other things we're going to be doing. We work with the Black Educators Caucus. We not only work with our students, we help our community. I have adopted Pahokee City and school. Work with them tremendously. Thank you very much.
Leonard Burgess, as you know, we do have bright youngsters here.
Oh yes.
We do need the motivation and you got in with you guys. I was so excited, and I'm still hoping you all get on board, because the fact that these is keeping them with these low grade, and if we can just be set and go on. I know we had saying those words scare them out, Common Core and all this stuff. You work with me, I have a lot of young men can do some check. And they're already analytic, so you gotta bring all this stuff.
That's right.
So I hardly support. And whatever we can do, I'm speaking from, I'm ready. So the community will embrace this. Because we do have young men right now that are eligible. But because they take on things that from being exactly who they are or who they should be. And you're saying, so what I'm telling you what to do. I'm ready. And I know the superintendent will do.
Yes, he does. We just want to enhance and enrich the young and the citizens in okay. There's a lot to be done, and we have some, like she said, some young people and hard and hard skills.
Absolutely.
We want them to go, but you cannot go, cannot read well. One thing I learned when I was in high school, they taught us how to read, have phonetics, how to break up words, and how to. We had to know how to use in a dictionary. When we looked up a word, we had to know in a sentence. So I was very fortunate. We want to help these. We want the reading skills of the young in this city. Help Mr. Moore, the city manager, taking us on things that he wants to inspire. Black educators possible will try to reach his goal and the city so much.
Mr. Leonard, have you reached out to the education commission?
No, not yet, but we will.
No, you
You guys, the only thing, we have another agenda, so work that one up. We'll talk about it.
All right.
Leonard, I would also like to take this opportunity as the council for the middle school house about you all type meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
The August or the September. Our first meeting will be in August.
I talked to the vice principal that I connect, but we want to fix the school up. We want to have a school one day. We start out there, spring, painting done. Okay, but whoever is lacking with the school board and they.
We appreciate that.
All the time. So something when I saw out there, I was very happy when I saw no chairs in the courtyard. What's wrong with that picture?
Yes.
Every post got benches in the court.
Yeah.
This is the same stuff?
Yes.
Nothing different.
Now you're making up.
I'm going to beg Mr. People in the I'm going to beg the superintendent. This is not a forgotten story.
Thank you.
Of the city, be part of the state, county.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
We want to leave with controlling in the power and reading.
Thank you.
All right.
Right.
Thank you.
And it's commissioners, Black Caucus.
I'd just like to follow up on a question that we asked. What can the do? The parents of the community, we just stand behind you, stand in front of you, but we just need to know the steps in this community engaging to assist you in helping our kids.
First of all, your attention and we open up that dialogue. We passed out an overview of what the process does, and we can have permission meet with the city mayor and talk about and find out that we can make this a reality. That's what we're asking the commission. Your
all permission.
Thank you.
And we got to engage the school committee with this part. For you all to come to the meetings.
They'll be there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another question I have for you all. What age groups are you identifying? Elementary through high school, or high school only?
Well, the reading, looking at elementary school, but we know that transcends the whole community. That's adult connection comes in. From birth to earth.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, Commission? All right, thank you very much again for you being here, for inviting us. We have our presentation by our code enforcement. Ms. Warren, are you first, ma'am?
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, residents, sergeant, everyone. The call report May 1st to curb violations, 87, notice of abatement, 4 red tags, no work orders, 2 complaints received, 2 illegal dumping, special master permit issued, inspections, 40 reviews, 53, means 13, public record request 1. Special cases, 4 Robin Avenue, commercial. Toya, he's currently going inside of the 2-story apartment building that's on Rodden. He's going to get ready to start renovating, putting in new toilets, etc. And eventually he's going to move, and he have got his prior approved. As it relates to settlements in court, originally wanted to do 6 multifamily units. He already has 21. White apartment, he's all to do 3 more because it's based on acre. New kitchen and our renovation dollars. They're going to be changing out the signage store along the road, as well as change out of the front of the store. Weekend drive, working without occupational license and working without permit. Your abatements, there are 49 of them, and they're on a separate by themselves. Special comments remind us about the importance of permits, dumping and lawful accumulation. Permits or records for home in the city which affects insurance claims in the event of a disaster. Permits raise the property value of your, etc. Please special master meetings of the month. Even though there are 87 that were cited, uncomplied, etc. So, Pahokee, they're doing a good job. They're complying for our.
Any questions? All right. Is that it for your report?
Each month, what time? I know you said every other month. What time?
1:30.
But what
Days.
days?
Usually the 3rd Wednesday at 1.
Okay.
Any other questions, Commissioner? Thank you very much for your Warren. All right, on board of the mayor, have items that I would like to cover. I'll start with the item. I received a thank you card from Mrs. Davis for, I'll just read the mayor, commissioners, for the beautiful flowers, the honored Alvis as past mayor. Here you have shown to our family the loss of our husband and father, Ms. Sandy Davis, and she wanted me to make sure that she commissioned and this whole for supporting them through their time of bereavement. Another certificate that was presented to the city. It's by the order of East Genesis number 5 chapter. And appreciation presented to the Pahokee Parks and Recreation in recognizing of your for our annual prayer service. This service happened on May 31st. The quote they have on here: the sisterhood, real relationship for a friend loved at all times, and a sister is born for. Proverbs 13:7. This was sent to us by Sister Holly, Brother Al Royal, Sister Tiffany Mix. We also have another presentation, City of Pahokee. It's from the Relay for Life of the American Cancer Society. The certificate is presented to Pahokee and recognizes recognition of your valuable contribution to the American Cancer Society 2014 Relay of the Glades. I just want to make sure the recognitions and appreciations out to every community and every special guest here with us this evening as we try to move our city forward and have development within our city. We have invited the city here, Professor Herbert Rampersad, professor at MIT. He is also Harvard recognized and for of personal and branding. He's going out the world, teaching cities throughout the world and themselves personally to make sure that moving forward as a city. Graciously offered his service to the city of Pahokee. He reached out to myself with his guests that he brought with him, Claudio and Mrs. Eddie, who was sitting with them. This is a great commission that our city will have to use someone that, for lack of a word, really never an opportunity. This individual that when calls, when Harvard needs answers, the man they call about government and leadership. So he's very important that we give him our list here, and we'll have a conversation as we move forward as a commission on how we utilize his services. We'll step to the podium. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you so much. It's a big deal. Time I'm here in your beautiful city. Very nice, small. I grew up in the Netherlands, and when I had a dream to reach something, to add value to others' life. I studied very hard, and I studied as the best one in the Netherlands because I had, and it brought me to all of this. Came back from the East. There was also and Russia. So I'm traveling all over the world to share ideas. Being used by United States Air Force, Fort Worth, and when today for the first time when I'm here, I had a here in the city. I said, hey, I see challenges, I see opportunities. Sometimes that in times of difficulties like so I see, we need jobs, we need to create new jobs, to develop inputs, to develop own jobs. I'm helping in the Gulf also to develop how to become an entrepreneur. So I learned a book, it was published globally, in US also. It's about to develop a personal brand, how to be a personal brand, and success. Success will not to you, you should go slow. And it starts with children. It starts with 12 years. So you need to read. So, Ms. Lovett, you will love this program. You'll see results in 2 months. If you have the will to learn, if you are the will to improve, and by the way, it's your to be successful on behalf of yourself, your city, and your. So yes, I have started with how to define your citizen. It starts with your values and make it measurable and concrete. And no blah blah blah. Concrete. It's measurable, you will see the result in 2 months. Second, you need to define your city. And the city start with this vision and the values of Pahokee City. and how to translate into a city balance, measurable system. The last step in this system, how to your citizen with the city brand. Alignment is very important. That alignment will engagement, create awareness, it will change. And the share is a job in that way. With this process, we start with it starts also with how we become a better human being. It starts with personal integrity. How do you develop personal integrity? Process here. How to allow your personal brand, the city brand, and how an atmosphere of learning and proactiveness. It's smarter instead of harder. The process which I would like to share. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. The reason I invited him is because as I read through documents that we have, our 5-year economic development, implementing the plan seems to be where we stall out as a commission, as a people. And this is a gentleman that this system is throughout the world. As before, it's very rare a small city such as can render the services. He's reaching out. He's a man of God. He saw vision within this community. He reached out to us. He just flew in from the Middle East, and he's just in town. And he came to see us as a city to have this individual midst. This is an advice to our president and to many presidents throughout. We have an opportunity to have this advice. We're going to have the opportunity with our city manager, how we can utilize your service. And we will work with you and work with you. I thank you for being here. Okay, as we move through the agenda, the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to mention to everyone that we're having a brainstorm workshop evening at 6 o'clock here. Those of you that have ideas, thoughts, questions, this is an opportunity for you all to come out and share them with us so that we work on some other things we haven't thought about, or to make amendment or adjustments to that we have thought about. But again, the brainstorming session tomorrow evening, that you all would certainly join us in that discussion.
One question for you, Mr. Moore. How are we advertising this storm? Because citizens, the last commission meeting, they said they received any notification or community brainstorm. That's not on our marquee.
It was advertised in the Sun, it was advertised on the radio. It was also put in the Palm Beach Post at this meeting today.
So we did door-to-door campaign or anything, flyers or anything like that.
And do door to door.
We're trying to get out tomorrow.
But you know, I can understand it doing. Why do you do that? Do that? Yes, that's the question. Because I understand it. I see. How do we?
I would say from my experience, you reach out to the churches, because they do a lot of door campaigning
The
themselves.
best benefit to the churches, but I was just wondering.
Yes.
It was also sent to the church for their announcements.
Okay.
I put them out in all the churches this week, and my concern is that it was played on as we doing the town hall meeting, placed on the meeting park. So I want to take responsibility for that. Or was it on our marquee at all? And we act. The reason I'm bringing it up is because the citizens were the ones that asked that it's on the marquee and the meeting park. And that wasn't something which I wholeheartedly.
As we move forward, there's a common keeps redeveloping to keep ready. Communication is very key where we try forward as a city, making sure that we're getting as much as we can from the community. Very, very important. It helps the mission because it cuts on a lot of the calls based on knowing what's happening in the city. We can make sure we ramp up our to citizens, Mr. Moore. Thank you.
Yes. The next item is I provided you all from the revenue service on the 501. I haven't had a chance to call them, ask them about what the letter meant, but what they indicated was that we did our 501c3 status, and
all right,
we've been working on it, and I just want to make sure that we've done all that to do. But the letter, again, that letter in our packet so that you all could that had been.
Mr. Moore, when detained, do you receive certificate indicating just a man everything is completed? Certificate is in the mail attached.
We received yesterday, and we have not get through to the IRS to get right persons to get an answer. That's what we're trying to do. Get an answer to find out, is there any that we completed everything? Is this we get? We haven't had a chance to do that.
This has been a long process. Certainly, I hope it is coming.
Yeah, so we're very pleased about that. We haven't had the board members know. You reach out to them as well. But we received this letter yesterday. Most of the day we spent working on the grants that we're working on and the budget. The Housing Authority has asked for a letter of support for Ross. The Ross grant is a grant that they have for in the past. We initially started applying for it with them. But because of their status, they're the only ones that could apply, so the only apply was to partner with them. Eventually, they decided to go on their own, and so we have them in that grant, and they're asking for it again. And so I asked that give us your on that.
Thank you very much, Vice. Can we get a section from Mr. Moore, that letter of support? Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Walker? Yes. Commissioner Brown? Commissioner Hill? Mayor?
Mayor, the next our items that we discussed, we're asking that you all approve our proposed rate of 6.541 as a submitting ID tax collector for this upcoming year. Ask for a motion on that.
Vice Mayor, we have a second. Thank you very much, Commissioners. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Vice Mayor Walker? Yes. Commissioner Biggs? Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Hill? Mayor Wallace?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, we all had a chance to look closely at the line that we provided, but I'm hoping it's acceptable to you all. If they make some changes in it, or would it to be acceptable at this point?
It looks acceptable. Should any other?
Dates. I was on my phone and I saw my phone and that's how
To accept it and change if there are needs, we can do it.
Do it later.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Biggs? Yes. Vice Mayor? Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Mayor Wallace?
Yes.
Also included in you all, so I received an email earlier today from Ms. McMillan, who is a part of the KYEA program. You all know they have a K-5 after-school program. Site. They've added, or they've made a written request that we of the rent for the use of the facility program, and I've indicated to them I did not feel comfortable making that. They presently $1,800 a month for 5 classrooms and space, and they pay an additional for the utilities of a total of $2,100 a month, a total of $25,200 per year. And I sent their request. Spoke with Mr. Brandon, but from the city manager's point of view, on them that I would not favor of abating or giving rental space to them. Kind of contribution to continue that program, but again, they asked that we didn't, so I told them I would bring it to you tonight, and also in their letter, they said we will need to have a concrete decision by July 1st, and we won't have a chance to be unless we call meeting between now and then.
Question. Just want to pay the utility fees and debt fees, but the rent, no. And that's around 3 months?
They rent $1,800 a month.
I understand. I understand the rent.
Right, they pay us $300 per month. That's all they were willing to.
Did it give any rationale, reason why?
Our discussion started off when we started our after-school here. We were allowed to over 100 kids, 5 offices, 5 classrooms that we had, approximately 20, 25 rooms. When the health department came in last year, they changed that number and went to 60. And so 100 kids now in 60. And so one of the things I said to them is I said, I think the commission and I will be discussing, the possibility of lowering the rent. However, I would not be in favor of completely abating the rent.
So then give me are they losing or
they told
an issue? There was
according to them, they said they basically they are barely breaking. I did time that they provide their find information, verify quantity they were providing to us. All indications they're only paying us $20,000 a year, and for 60 kids a year. Mr. Mayor, you're more familiar with Family Central and what is paid to them on basis for 60 kids, and I am. My guess is they're probably making somewhere in the range of a quarter a year, or making in something in the range of a quarter a year, 60 kids.
Even if even though, I mean, the profit, right? The goal is we need to have some cushion, emergency reserve. It's not to make it, it's to pay expenses and provide. So, and they're losing money. What the alternative if the city don't address another avenue, another. They're planning on moving.
Well, they have a program on the school campus, and let me say this. I haven't looked at their finance. I have no idea what they're making and what. That would have been a request of mine that we have the opportunity to take. But they have on the elementary location and indicate.
But they're elementary school students, they're a middle school program?
No, they have the elementary school kids here. The city of Pokey still has 2 kids. Yeah, we have 2 kids.
My thought of providing service to our families and their children community, I wouldn't necessarily reduce the fee, but I would say about
I would say just give you some guidance, more information. We need to see what's going on with the so that we can make a sound decision. If nothing changed over the past outside of they wanted us to eliminate the fee, we have to have more information, a better decision on that.
I'm in agreement with some more entertain reduction. Correct. I don't have, but I'll to meet them with the additional we can get on their finance, having difficulty in paying their rent, but hopefully through their grant opportunities, it should be within their zone. But we want to make a mechanical, take a closer look at it, maybe come up with a figure could be real to them. I would hate to look here, but you don't expect non-profit to place and not pay any.
Well, during our discussion, that's what I suggested to both Mr. Ray and those children, basically, I think the commission and I open to discussing adjusting the rent. I think it will probably be a reasonable consideration. I said, but I couldn't recommend converting the entire rent because you're going to be here in the facility, you're going to be utilizing the facility. And I think the city should receive compensation for that. And Ms. McNutt, said we're looking for in-kind contribution and abatement of the rent. You see her letter. Articulated in the letter.
Actually, I just went in because I mean, as people, when will it stop heat? I don't know.
My reason for taking the step is they are, we have need for this, and I could reconsider a partnership, and that's what my understanding with partnership in general. He's not made the recommendation. And when I add the 36, I just rounded off 12,000, and the 36 for the utility and the Johnson that came 15,000. So I look at the fact that the need for our community, but not need a profit, but to provide to our residents and their families.
I understand. We also have a need for this.
Point well, Vice Mayor. One thing that is, if I decide to house here at the city, losing the service as residents or as citizens, just won't be housed here on property. So, be some leverage when we are negotiating with them. And the negotiation, they gave us a additional offer of service. We can have a counter. Once again, that offer should be based on the information provided to us as the needs of the city for the utilization.
So I'll send back tomorrow, basically, so now discuss this evening, and I don't know how to, since she gave a July 31st, if I'll have time for a special meeting.
Right.
She comes back with, but that's impossible.
My thought about that. Already showing we get budget $153,000.
Correct.
And we can't keep a just keep doing.
Correct.
Mr. Mayor, is just want to mention back to school bash. Several of you all are aware of it. Sinclair and I will be meeting with Florida Crystal's representative to hopefully get a concrete on what they're going to contribute to us. So I want to make you all aware. You all know that our gymnasium is being renovated, and those project managers that are in charge are a little concerned about children being, a lot of children and people on site during this construction period or during this renovation. And so I've met with Ms. Poe, Ms. Washington, and I met with Mr. Campo, and they've agreed to have the bash on the high schools. And so plans are going to be to have the bash this year over at the high school. Our gymnasium is being renovated and moving forward with those plans. And so you're all aware of that. Plans are going very well, and most appear to be in order. The book bag should be in, I believe, around sometime next week. So we'll be getting ready and moving forward with that plan. Commissioners Park project, the playground arrive tomorrow. Mr. John's team has been clearing the ground for that park equipment in. We're working on getting it installed starting tomorrow, and so you'll see activity and all of that equipment. The pavilion we put in won't come in until next month, and it'll take them to get that in. And so by the end of August, thing that we plan to put Commissioners Park should be by the end of next month. The only thing left will be the tennis courts, and we're working with people still trying to come up with the right support financing to get those tennis courts. But the majority of that part will be by that time. I will say, because because we discussed it at length. And Mayor, maybe we were reaching out to the county item. The splash pad that was put a few years on one side of that pad, I guess because of whatever, it has sank. And so what has happened, that system is set up so that spill, it recycles into the system and then pours back to the system. Well, because it is on one side, the water is into the grass. And so we run that splash pad a weekend, our water bill shows it. Losing quite a number and quite a bit of money with the splash pad open, and reached out to some contractors, out to the people who put this splash pad and talked to some numbers on what it would take to repair it. How much have we maybe done that?
No, we're waiting on the email.
Okay, so we're waiting on them to get back. But we've come to the conclusion something's going to have to be done, or we just financially won't afford the water bill to keep it open and running. It's all grass.
Question for you, Mr. Moore. Was the site insured, the construction of the splash pad?
I'm not sure. The county that was done while what's his name? He was here, and so sure I'll have to look back. We'll contact Parks and Recreation. We've been Parks and Recreation, but we hadn't asked that question. Okay. But we'll
let's make sure we find it. And we'll see if what we can.
But I just wanted to make sure of that because we've had it.
Was last week the first getting involved because
no, it was.
I know I was out there last week and
it's been open. I'm not sure how long has it been.
It's been open for
about 3 weeks. But we're beginning to see the water bills, and just a couple of weekends, our last water bill, Ms. Bruton, was
$5,200.
So it was $5,200.
from how much prior?
When it wasn't.
I mean, that was just for that? God, please.
I don't know the days, but for the previous $5,200, and prior to that, it was only $200 because it wasn't running that often.
What we do until we can problem solved, maybe put schedule, we may have to be limited to the use of it, but as it's down, and if we operate 8 hours or whatever, we may have to go once or twice a week and limit it to a certain time.
We're doing it by appointment. Ms. Pastor, basically by appointment.
But what is happening is the tank running. Because if you shut it up, you got to go and prime it back up. The tank is constantly running.
So if we advertise when we're going to have it and just have it in a block, hour, 2 or whatever we up with it, it may work better than an appointment because you may have one kid and his parent. That may not be a good situation there. But we're going to have to get some type of local so we can work the problem.
Yeah, we've only just a few days ago we got the bill, realized that it's that bad, but aggressively fix the problem. So thank you, Commissioner. Again, the other thing, along with Commissioners Park, we will need volunteers. That Kaboom grant, that volunteers involved in that project. Washington, Ms. Pascal, maybe some of y'all are asking if you can come out and participate in putting that playground equipment of park in order.
And I said we reach out to the high school. To some of the high school that needs community service.
And contact groups that have assisted with volunteer past, the South Fraternity, the Mason, a lot of groups that occasionally have came out.
And we've reached out to some ladies of the lake. We've reached out to them, and so we just want to make sure that there's going to be 2 occasions. One is to get ready, and then the second is going to be when we get ready to put them down and finish and finishing touches under the equipment. And so we're looking for 2 opportunities to come out and participate in this.
So has the ladies of the lake supported you?
Yes, they say yes, it's given.
Thank you.
Senator Cruz was off today, and they just wanted to do a follow-up to let us know that they're on the $9 million and trying to get ready to distribute it out, and basically, it's going through FDOT database today. We're re-advertising the city property net. We've sent the letter renaming Rardon, and so we're hoping to track that and get that done as quickly as
Renaming what, Mr. Ford?
you know, with the road riding dead ends, and is that? Yeah. Okay, where dead ends the road run fire station. We have been adding that street.
I asked that we never got any work done. It was, if you know,
I thought we were doing, no,
yeah, but they,
yeah, I'm just, no, I didn't say the location. I thought we were doing where the truck goes.
we entered as East Lake.
Okay.
In the back from, what's,
Mhm.
oh, Recruiter Road, East Lake Boulevard or something.
Okay, thank you. I was just thought we were on the, where the entrance apartment, but that's still good.
So again, we've sent the letter. We're hoping we can again fast track. There may be a need for. We've been working on grant community revitalization. We're meeting with Mr. Tate tomorrow, Thursday, after the GTAC meeting, to try that down. And so that grant requires that we have a workshop, and so I may be reaching out. That grant is due the 8th of August, so before our next meeting. But I wanted to sit down and be sure that he and I were paid before I announce that we will be required to do that grant prior to grant on August 8th. And finally, the GTAC meeting here in the city of Pahokee tomorrow, or rather Thursday, its normal scheduled time. Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moore. Mr. Brandenburg, report for us, sir.
Two items, sir. The item for the marina lease. As you know, we have not received signed lease by Mr. Lambert this afternoon, after having both Mr. and I having attempted to contact them. We received an email from the attorney this afternoon indicating that he's been out of the country. He's now back. He wants to go leave with his attorney carefully before he split. And indicated as an after that, the board was, requesting a signature before he had to do that. Then, as far as he was, the deal was off.
All right.
So that's where we stand with him. Suggest that they can give him until next day to sign the agreement. If the agreement by next Friday, the city will revoke its offer to Mr. Lambert and talk about what you want to do with it forward.
I have a question for you. As we go through the process, if he does not release, do we have to go back to RFP, or can we look at the second run of the initial RFP?
I believe that the commission has the authority to get the second runner-up, desire to do so.
Brandenburg, when he was given a deadline, you all, did you mail the lease to him, or it was delivered, or how did we get it?
It was mailed.
Did it include the date that needed to be signed and returned?
There was some missing and I had a deadline, but not specifically the lease.
Well, the lease was supposed to start on first, and the lease said that he was to have it up and up by July 15th. I don't believe he received the lease until about July 3rd, but he had plenty of time. And additionally, the lease was no changes made to from that he was present at the chambers when you all, and that corresponded to the deal that Mr. Moore and negotiated with him, attorney present in my office weeks ahead of time. So we had plenty of time to discuss it. I was disappointed that he was able to make arrangements down the country to get it reviewed and signed in time for him to start by July 15th. So I have to say his enthusiasm for progressing forward on this has not been very...
Mr. Brandenburg, you're recommending Friday as the deadline?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to communicate with him. Tell him, email to advise them. And if the lease is not signed with this Friday, we consider the deal table, we're going to move forward.
If that's what y'all can do, I will send him an email tomorrow morning that says I have a signed copy of the if I close it on Friday, then the deal.
Commissioner, I just want to offer my thoughts on it, see about moving forward. I think the attorney stated that he has had ample time. He came to some chambers, we talked the lease. He agreed that day on the lease. We provided, though it was 2 days late, because the lease was supposed on the 1st, but we mailed him on the 3rd, him is sometime on the 5th or the 6th. He's claiming that country, personal experience in doing this, when you want to make a deal, even if you're out of the country, you still have communication with your attorney. That's an indication to me as we move forward. Not saying that, but we may the issues with this present leaser. So we may want to consider looking at runner up, going back out to RFP. That would be something that we would have to do as a commission. But that's just my commission as we move. I think he had ample amount of time to respond to us the way that with a letter, basically giving on our property. Terrible business as we move forward. That's just my stance on it. We would have to take a look as an entire body. And it's on the item.
I think we all are looking, but the city attorney in 3 days, I think, I would think we could do that, but it's up to the attorney. I understand that the judge will fight, and if they just leave fine to us by the I think it's offer need to be referred.
Any other thoughts, Commissioner? So the motion on the floor, I think, from your mayor as to giving Attorney Brandenburg the authority to reach out to Mr. Langdon, him till Friday, lease sign and back. But once let me backtrack. We're saying Friday for us as a city, not a business day. We're closed.
Yeah, but more importantly, Mr. Brandenburg is not out of the country, out of town, and he's going to be in discussions with the attorney, with Mr. Lambert's attorney. How would you handle that?
Well, I think that he needs a signed copy delivered to my office at 5 o'clock on Friday. I've got people in my office who accept the lease from them, and I understand he may not be open on Friday, but we certainly have.
Okay. And you will make her as soon as you will not receive it by 5 p.m., 15 p.m. on.
I'll see.
We'll let you know if I get it. Besides that, he can always just send me a copy with his signature. And it was information that he FedEx. You know, it's not a thing for him to to do.
We're gonna move forward with the Friday death should be reaching him. There's no, I mean, if it's not delivered by Friday, we don't have proof that it's and it's on its way, then this deal is off.
I would support it. It's just a little leery of him not responding to us. Seemed very excited during the process with his record. When he showed, he seemed pretty excited about the deal, but support till Friday. Motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I so moved because I died, no left in a second.
Second. Attorney Brandenburg, sir.
What he said.
Yeah, we're going recommendation, even though it was the motion died. I'll still go with your recommendation. At least sign.
We're not gonna make it, do it.
If it's, I'm not clear if it's at the like of a second need to hear.
Yeah, that's why I said so moved. But the first time I didn't get a second, because I did, so after the it again for.
So do we have on the floor? We have a motion on the floor.
Second.
We have a second motion. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Walker?
Yes.
Commissioner Bass? Commissioner Biggs? Yes. Commissioner Hill? Mayor Watts?
Yeah.
So the lease money that Mr. Brandenburg saw was by
By
Friday
Friday.
afternoon.
Okay, is that it for your report, Brandenburg? You have another item for us?
Yes, however, is that I have up to with respect to the deck room at the hospital in hazardous structure for it to be ordered to be destroyed. The corporation that owns the hospital is not registered in the Florida. They have to serve the Secretary of State of the state under a statute, and that's what we're in the process of doing right now.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Much. Are there any other questions that we think our attorney, commission, city manager?
No, sir.
Sir? Yeah, baby.
The Vice Mayor Walker was mentioning the Mr. Brandenburg that we earlier that you and I talked about. You have on the mural and issue of graffiti or what our codes would deal with it.
Well, the code is not specific as to what constitutes graffiti. It is not specific as to when something on the side of something constitutes lighting. So I would suggest that we take a look, 2 or 3 polls of one other community have done to address that issue. I could get examples of their ordinance and have them for you at a commission meeting, and perhaps you could look at them and see what position the city wants to do on that. I could draft an ordinance to move it and put that issue.
Okay, thank you very much, Brandenburg. I think that'll be for this commission, so what we're looking at moving forward.
All right, sir. Are there any other questions? Can I sign off for the...
Hold on, we have a on the floor here.
I think he's fine.
Oh, all right. Other questions, sir, from the committee? None from the city manager? All right, sir. Thank you very much for your service this evening, yes, sir.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good
Vacation.
night, Mr.
Good night.
Good night. Explain now, are you talking about the battery? You all call that graffiti?
It's not, that's being referred to when the email is so much going on about it, but that's why I said mural.
my take that is, at least business. This side, you look at it, it has peace, joy, love, and it's across the street, big car lot. I mean, a car wash shop and all kinds of stuff over there. To me, and some people might want to make well, but I'm so glad to see it because of the fact that without our running crazy about it, took it on to make it look better. Now these were that came in from a mission to help make this happen. Correct. And I don't want to offend anybody. I took my whole kid to make it feel better. So that was just I wanted to know where to get from.
Yeah, exactly. My take on it is art is always left up to interpret. So it's something that we're going to go through as a commission with the direction that our attorneys will move forward. But we'll have some as we move forward. That looks very well. An issue with it.
The thing is, there's a wall over there in West Palm, something of the street.
I look for
mirror all the way down the wall of that street, and the thing to me missing is prayer. They should have included in there because that's what we need community. And personally, I don't have. I think it's the job well done. And it was a little loud at this point down.
And too, you know, it was some people doing it, so they.
Correct. All right.
I don't have it.
Get out with the community. Because
Thank you very much, Commissioner. We're on to our old city manager.
City Hall referendum. Nothing on it since we last spoke on it. The gymnasium renovation. I will see the painting that is the engineer provided, the changes that done to the roof, and they're hoping that some of this rain will ease up so they can start getting in there that roof. But they're ready to move forward.
A question about the roof. How are we protecting of the building?
They protect the rain inside.
Okay, great.
Commissioner, that a few weeks ago, I asked him specifically that question. They protected it.
That color. Is that the color it's going to be?
Those colors were discussed back when original designs were being for the gymnasium. Economic development initiatives. Again, we have a lot of time working on typically lately. We time into the budget and some of the other things we've had going. So I have specifically to report on that time. I have something to report specifically. Mr. Cleveland and Mr. Cleveland, I haven't had a chance to speak with this week. He and I have been off and on, and so we haven't talked a lot about his project the last few weeks, but I speak with him again this week. And did send someone to pick up materials that we had for him. He's received the material and his team are reviewing them, and so talk to him again and see if he has any to report back on that. We gave him the information. We gave him that information Wednesday, Thursday. He said pick it up.
Just want to thank you all for providing information to me on behalf of the commission.
And so that's it, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you very much, City Manager. Comments, Commission on old business?
New business. I'm sorry.
Under the business, if you just offer an invitation to them to come out and provide an update so desire, so they're at least on the table.
Do that.
Any other question on old business? There being no new business, we're on.
There was one item. He won the credit card.
I apologize.
The credit card bill.
Some more about the credit card. I noticed in the past on here is good that it's, but one of the line item is receipt I'm hesitant to approve a bill without a receipt. And even take the first, although this money was received by donation, it was to the city, and then the city paid the activity. And here, we got over $1,000. I'm really hesitant to sign off on something like that. I think in the future, when we have no receipt, there'll be some type of explanation as to why attached and when we receiving the receipt. Staff, even if our changes out to wherever they went to the Holy Land, there'll be some accountability before paying. There must be. I mean, that's just standard procedure.
I completely agree with you. And while we're talking about this, Commissioner Beckers, I met with Ms. Powell, the receipt for the seniors trip. So come and tell us why we.
The reason we don't have it is because they only take part when you pay them over the phone. But I will call, hopefully they give us the receipt.
Okay. And then Mr. Bruton, the Hyatt Regency receipt, had the receipt for that one.
That was
but
a refund.
it got missed.
Yeah, and I was actually giving money
That was
back.
Okay. Okay. So
During a refund, you get to receive a check. There's an attachment text saying refund. This is smart, and really I don't care what dollar or $1,000. I think we always need to have for the
I completely agree with you. And so we'll make sure we're vigilant about making sure that those are provided. In fact, I'll say that we don't reimbursements unless we have the receipts on. I think they have to do a sworn. Otherwise.
Okay, so we need to approve the receipts. So we're going to get a line. The commission, do you need a line item of the what you have?
I think they are concerned that Mr. Rod Fair, that we should wait on and table this for the next
The
meeting.
only problem with waiting, Commissioner, is we have to pay if we don't card bill. It's our credit.
So we'll pay the bill.
Yes, ma'am. We don't pay the bill unless it's.
Okay, I'll make a motion. But bring it back up to the next meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Vice. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Vice Mayor Walker.
Yes.
Commissioner Bates.
Yes.
Commissioner Bell.
Yes.
Commissioner Yes. Mayor Walker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we citizen comment. We have 5 cents. We are going to stick to minute limit this evening, citizens. We have our first one for Mr. George. Yes, sir. Drain drill system.
Good evening, everybody. George Marino, 3 South Barfield. I just will, that's the drainage problem we have been there for already. We did the Crawford was in city. I reported and that's been done. It's a 2 by or 2.5 by 2.5 hole the main drain. And it's about 8 feet deep.
Correct.
And I cover it with a whole piece of 3/4 plywood that we got since then.
Correct. No, it's just Bob.
It's missing. No.
Yes, it's talking about
The grill.
grill on the drain cover is missing. We have our public work director who can address you.
We need to do very concerned about it because
Yeah.
you know, like I showed you, Mr. You know, kid can fall in there, and then you know the city's going to be liable for that.
Correct.
One thing, the other thing is the roads oh, we need to do something about it. We strongly do something. We need to get together, see if we can solve this problem.
Yes.
We need to push. I don't know who is the person that's supposed to get
Here,
grant,
yes.
okay? But somebody have to push on that.
Yes.
We need. And third is the education. You know, the palm tree is beautiful. They're beautiful, but there are things that we need here, you know. Let's mention the of the city. We have a this nice sign.
Yes.
You know, display. We need that. And the sidewalks, there's some that are in terrible condition. So there's that we need to work on.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. George. We'll have Mr. Moore to address it.
Now, I just want to make sure AJ is in here, that we got that address drainage and not, okay, and not only that,
But there's more around.
make sure we serve the city and make sure there's not like drainage that don't have proper coverage, a major liability. We got to find a dollar place though.
Mayor, if you can recognize us.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. George.
Yes. What he's saying is true. Last week, 3 more drills got missing. And you know, you guys know they pick them up, they sell them from right in the middle of the road. Down over by the house. In the middle of the road, 2 of them. They took 2 of them and 1 on Martin as well. So when we see them, get some, we got the heavy that we just blocking them off so that we can get one recut. That's what's going on. They still in everywhere. Not only that, the stop, the poles that go on the stop sign too.
Somebody's buying this. If we can find where they're being sold and let they're stealing them from the city, whoever buys them will be prosecuted.
Yes.
And this is just
With the bell lady and
but you some backup. City attorney, them. You understand what I'm saying? They'll tell you all that stuff in your face, but as soon as you walk off.
I haven't talked with Lieutenant about it, but when Lieutenant we started with this, and then Mr. Brandenburg recommended that we get so we reached out to all the scrap metal police, and PBSO went by and spoke and talked with this problem and stolen property, like picking and stolen property.
The drainage coverage, we discussed it before, and I don't know the solution to it, but we've been talking about the possibility of having a state with some type of chain to come up with some type of solution. Did it work?
They put it in with the trucks and cars. And now they got new. Because the people said it wasn't more down the bell blade. I don't know what took, but they had it cut into pieces. They can't say it was the drain cover.
And see, someone broke into the church and we were trying to install a lot of conditions and stuff out. Amaryllis, the guy lives in a village, but he met on the Amaryllis stuff. He knows, and then he's going to ask, ma'am, am I going to get in trouble for buying? You know, during where you buying stolen stuff. So what do you expect? Police do to you? That's your problem.
One else I would make is usually would have a stamp on city property. We would have an ingrained stamp. The drainage. So if that's something we can move forward, just so we can making it easier on open show blades, regularly identify if they want to cut them or whatever.
They don't make money too. They just stuff and mail it down and sell. Just to give you.
We can do as much as we can, you know.
But again, based on your comments here, we can do is have the attorney write a letter to those companies, this problem, and let them know and no prosecuting if we can verify those stolen items. That once they receive that, they're really hesitant to buy anything that looks like a stolen.
And we will follow up on that. Like I said, when Lieutenant Alonso was sent by, and he was very aggressive in telling them that they were prosecuted if they found any of that equipment in drains at that location in Belgrade and Okeechobee would not receive them. But Lieutenant Alonso was aggressive.
So we may need to readdress that and see if we can do that again.
Mr. Forrest, it wasn't, when they took some time, they thought some of them throw them out in the park. I took the park and put them back down. Got them again, then I guess they started parking.
And we need to also around if it's stealing type crops, lines, they will be prosecuted to the extent of the law. I'm sorry, that bugs me.
Exactly. This is the community. They just have to understand the ramifications of their act.
Sometimes we don't find out about it, 14, 12, 14.
The last comment on that, those areas where we can put some of Yalla, ring tape, urn tape, whatever required, we need to do these. Some places we can't because of the traffic. If we can, I think, lessen our liability, some mark those areas off to proper coverage.
Barricades.
Correct.
Quickly respond.
We have a couple other questions that Mr. Pat. Thank you very much, sir.
Right. You haven't been to our meetings lately, but we recently, a few months ago, the committee and I went to Tallahassee before some road. We managed to get $200,000 worth, which will be coming to us, and another $9 that's supposed to be split between South Bay, Belgrade, Pahokee, I believe it's Freeport, and another city. I forget the name of it. It was 5 of them, and Senator Bruce looked at us a couple of weeks ago. Basically advised us that he was going to get at least $6 million to Glades, Belgrade, Pahokee, and so our hope is over
Will come soon.
Yeah, well, the hope that money will come through, and we're hoping to get our fair share of it. But we have been making a concerted trying to get road money. The other item, the beautification entryway. Of that beautification project, FDOT did us to use some of the money for the palm trees along Main Street and South. They allocate or allow us to use some of the redo our entryway. The process of FDOT approving us putting there, and so we're working their bureaucracy to get sign approved. The sign is already done in terms of the rendering. Of the money allocated for the everything that's supposed to go around it, that has been cleared and approved. We look at FDOT's approval to put the sign, and then finally the sidewalks. Mr. Johnson and his team measured sidewalks, and we got estimate how much it would cost to repair sidewalks, and we've submitted information to Senator the county and Rita as well, and so we're working on it to repair those sidewalks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moore. We have Culberson. House next door to her and palm trees.
And my is to you.
Yes.
The vacant property that burnt, that's set fire. I've been 4 years trying to get that property. I've been to City Hall 6 times. The man was. It is high with everything. We'll go in and out, stealing what leftovers that he took from you is stacked in there. There's wild running all over. 2 weeks ago, I get on him every time. He usually comes once a month yard if that's it. If you can't, it's just, I'm afraid to keep it out of my yard. I said, Bob, you need City Hall See what is happening to this property. You are mounting fines, and you're going to lose it if you don't do something. Here's what he said to me. This is my comment to you. He said, no, I ain't going up there. I'm sticking with what the mayor said. I said, so mayor said, he's interested in my property. He said, just let the fine up. When I sell it, the fine's off. I will. Did you say that to him? Are you buying a house and that's got the palm tree instead of next door?
No, ma'am. What I said to,
I'm telling you, man, believe I'm not the one that he's told that to. So nothing gives with the property. He believes that those fines will be washed off in. He's going with that in 4 years and nothing.
I can repeat exactly what I told the gentleman. I sent him to reach out to the special magistrate, to reach out to enforcement, to see what he got with them. We went through some other code issues. As our service says, it's up to the special magistrate to evade the fines. They maybe evade them or not. It's special magistrate, and that's way to the
For 4 years, he's had a lot of fines, and I know we're up there looking at the house one because I walked the yard with you.
Correct.
He has not done things.
And we have code enforcement doing their job on the property.
How long does it take?
Mr. Answer the question.
I mean, we don't have enforcement. If he believes, mayor
He
said,
can believe whatever he can believe what. Make sure we get that question. So we have code enforcement. I can answer your question. I'm interested in the property. I'm really interested in the property. It's for me.
well, then go ahead, property, and let's get it
It
cleaned
doesn't
up.
look
Move the
enforced.
concrete over to your.
Right. You cannot answer her, Ms. Warren.
Other thing is about the concrete. He already, I want a copy of the meeting where it happened. I want to know about the, because I believe it is a very, have pictures of the house, of the property, and our concrete is in my yard, in my driveway. I've had anybody wants to see it.
And she requested that earlier today after looking for that
All right,
information.
great. Thanks, Clover.
Come on, Ms. Warren, we can.
Reached out to Mr. To put him on Mr. Miller refused. As it relates to the addition project, we needed consent of the property owner. He told us that he was going to fix it. He did not fix it up. And he was cited. We currently have a lien on the property. The next step, so if is willing to more authority to foreclose property, and we can take the property.
And he's been special magistrate, and so this is before the special magistrate.
He's aware when you place a lien on the property, you can place a lien on other.
All of his property. He out of it, he's trying to and get out of it. You know, we basically, because it is bad shape.
So you don't have the property in Palm Beach County?
Owns one, I guess, where he lives. He doesn't even live here, care.
I guess what I'm saying, code enforcer, if you place a lien as property in Pahokee, to secure your lien status, I believe you can
It's,
place it on any property in Palm Beach County. So
You're correct.
that would give him a little incentive to allow us to remove that building or whatever do. And that's what I'm saying. Share that, make sure he's aware that his property in places could have a lien on it too.
He doesn't know when he rents, so he doesn't care what's out there.
Because we went, so when we first started doing it, we went to him because we were hoping he would abolish it, but he wouldn't abolish it, and then later on he came back and he could. But
What is it, 15,
65,
65?
You can't really see.
It's
So
just off
pushed
the
in the
road.
front, but there's nothing in the front, the back boarded up. I see people in there, I don't know what they're doing, they're stealing stuff. taking metal and stuff out. Got a whole nother, has no roof on the house has no roof on the back. He has a shed that has no roof and a tree out of it. If I let my property grow up, hide his property, or I stand in my garage and look at it all the time. And 4 years trying to get him and the city to do something.
Plan, he really doesn't about this property for whole. Once he realized where he's living at, care about his rent home.
He's renting.
So he don't own no other.
And he's donkeys.
So the question on the floor was, we need on the floor to direct the city manager to move the lien on the property.
So that's my question, can we so move?
So we have a second to the foreclosure on the property.
Second, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. Roll call.
Vice Mayor Walker, Commissioner Biggs.
Yes.
Commissioner Hill. Yes.
Yes. And for the residents interested in the property, there are so many issues with the property purchaser, you're away from issues. Thank you very much. We have Ms.
I'll yield my time.
All right. Very much, Ms. Darborough, Campground and Cabin. Mrs. Darborough.
Can I name drop?
Road 977 Road. I have an issue with the code that I was forced to put, and I also was given a permit by the city permission to do it. I didn't do it by choice, and now the city is saying you're going to take it away from me, and I just everybody a bill what it cost me, and I didn't do it by trust me. Was under Lieutenant Mr. Gray that had asked to do our own, and this was the only FPL with.
Mr. Moore, if you can give some what Ms. Darborough is asking here. Issue is that she's faced with.
I was told it's not going to be messed with. I just received a letter that it's going to be switched. Account's going to be switched.
After several discussions with Mr. Brandenburg about this, our plan was not to do anything up at the marina. We had some problems with one of the tenants up there, which is unrelated to with Ms. Darborough. Had some problems with another one, and some of the plans for the and in the best interest of Ms. Brandenburg recommended that the utility should be placed back in his name. County has been with us in terms of the water, and soon has been discussing with us putting a meter up there and taking all water meters out because it will lower the water amount needs to be paid each month. They started that initiative when he was, and so we've continued moving in terms of the electric. There were only two left. They had put their poles in, and that one was and we switched Ms. Chris back over to the city, and then all of the tenants that always will be moved back over into the city. I don't know if you all can wait until meeting so Mr. Brandenburg can here to explain his rationale. But I believe in support of putting facilities back into the city's name.
And I do have from the city to do what I did. And I feel if the city is going to do this, that we should be reimbursed the $1,400. I don't mind paying money to the city, but I did not put this by choice. I had to. Power was being shut off. We were asked to do that.
just to share my thoughts on it. I know it costs money to have the put in, but it was not the request of the city.
No,
it was at the request
not.
of the
For a tenant.
correct request of the leaser that was probably. I'm quite sure you know of all the faced with the current leaser. I would not recommend this approve any repayment as
What
it is.
happens to my permit?
Your permit was used to put in, if I'm not mistaken. So there was a $20 permit.
It cost next door $1,400. It cost me $1,400. I don't know why he's got 20.
You know what? I'm going to take the city managers that on the attorney on this one. We need guidance from our attorney. Next commission meeting, so we bring the issue
Does
back.
he have a copy of that and this?
That's the city purpose. Should have a copy.
Yeah, just want to have a copy.
Yeah, we had the issue of permit be put in.
Yeah.
How much is it gonna cost the city now?
Nothing.
I keep this.
All right.
I mean, I don't understand how you can just call and announce somebody's name. Well, I could call and power in my name. Just easy.
With official lease, with official.
Also, leaseholders of the property. That's a question, Commissioner, we need to let them answer this situation instead of us trying to figure it out on our own.
I put that deal today, and they said, anybody call. I could call and put power in my name, and they would just email or give you a call and tell you that your account's being closed down.
Trade. Do that with my husband when he died.
I don't know if that's the correct process.
But no, that's what they told me. She told me. And the campground marina RFP, as you said.
I recall saying it would go out Sunday. That what I said to you is what I was meeting on several times, and that is my hope was that we would complete the lease with Mr. Lambert and that matter. And when that matter was complete, we would go out for RFP on the entire facility.
What you said last
Well, that's
night.
what I'm saying, guys. That's not what I meant. We would complete with Mr. Lambert, and once that's completed, hopefully, then we can go out for on the entire facility.
And my other question was, you put this in your, right now, 12 cents. I'm doing 18 cents for electric because I get no garbage, no Wi-Fi service at my cabin from the city. So I maintain cabin. The city does nothing.
And we discussed this the other
Except
day.
my meeting, and that's intermittently done. You know I've had to call you 4th of July. My grass was like for my.
Very much, Ms. Darbo, for bringing this up. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
One more comment from, unfortunately, can't write it here, but 303. All right. Brown.
I was upset, but I
All right.
Brownfield, Mr. Drop, they came to the workshop about the budget and the budget with the, I ain't heard from that list. Now, what's the budget? I ain't heard it. Number two, about with all due attorney, we need to, people are taking y'all, the advice that the attorney gave this guy at the Marina. We blew that, we back from scratch one to June, we done blowed that, now another week with this. Friday, that's another week.
Tomorrow, from 2 days.
2 days from now. We supposed to have them sign it. I'm telling you, people, I don't know if y'all go on the street. People are looking at y'all and y'all the craziest people in the world. And what I hear on the street, they say y'all being used. Ain't way, but I'm telling you. Y'all don't want to swallow. I'm telling you now. This guy is taking advantage of y'all. Saying if you don't want to do this, shut up, right? And what he's telling you, and y'all sitting there being proper and being nice to me, but I'm a citizen. I'm telling you, there you go. He's putting y'all back against the wall. I heard anything about the budget. I hear y'all talking about just give some free rent, free that, the budget. And how y'all gonna, and you need budget for the marina. You paying some of these workers. I'm talking about giving up some money. Y'all need to put that water off. I'm telling you that. I hear y'all taking away money and with workers who out there sweating and no money. Come on now. We want one of these seats. Should I have this?
All right. Do you have any comments from Mr. Brown or any discussion? Brown's comment, Commissioner? None? Thank you very much, Mr. Brown, for our attention. I was on to Marina. We talked about the Marina. We're giving the gentleman till Friday. Of course, it's, we have to try out for the city. We talked the Marina as we go through the process. I think currently stands. When you say Marina, you're talking about the bar or the Marina. Make sure, and the budgetary process, we should discuss what's allocated for the campground as a whole from the city as we go through the process. Today was just an introduction to the budget. It was not really to be had about the budget. It was just to present it to the committee. It would give us an opportunity to budget to see what recommendations bring back as a commission. That's what we were going through today. Today, actual budget workshop is just an introduction of the budget.
You just got it.
And thank you very much for bringing concerns.
And Mr. Mayor, moving forward on the marina budget, that budget would be one of the most challenging for us to do because not in the past allocated for managing marina. And so last year, no dollars were placed in budget to manage the marina. And so again, it's going to be very challenging with how we're going to managing that and what we're doing now.
If you have any money for the marina, don't get money.
All right, thank you. All right. Now, Commissioner, on to your time. We'll start with to my left here on the hill.
Citizens, that's just because it's very draining, very tiresome. We got to remember the advocates for the city are, and we have ability. And I do have an issue with commission. I don't know what it always willing to even give. I mean, restrain from kind of making the money a fight to bring in. And in the same, we have these work. I totally agree with what he's saying. We have the staff. People are wanting to literally wait because they're not getting enough money. These people are our parish for the city. We got to understand that. This whole process gets very tiresome up here and watch citizens and come in, potential investors, business owners that went to this city and what they have to go through is very sad. And that's just the for our city and especially the leaders.
Thank you very much. All the way to Commissioner Biggs.
No, you got to make it. You got to allow that to go.
I'm mixing it up a little bit. Commissioner, time to speak.
Well, just pass.
All right, thank you very much. Commissioner.
Quickly. recommend that the staff of the commission will, at a minimum, on a quarterly, some citizens who have complaints and haven't had an out. So I'm looking for the complaints and what was on the resolution of it, because the things we have asked to do is at least the complaints in a certain amount of time, but to know whether those things fall upon. Can't do that unless we get some report on the complaint. There's a written complaint or verbal call. Need to know. So I'm just saying, quarterly, a lot of complaints that we may need monthly, but I don't want to tap too much on that. That would be
And we've been retracting them until we provide those provided to us.
Secondly, we talked about our walks, but we have a limited amount of work. But there are actually the sidewalks, grass growing. I think at a minimum we need it, or up it. We just cut grass to grow on the sidewalk. So there's going to have to be some type of work that will address the areas where there are grass in ridden areas where the grass is getting high. Just I don't know if there's a break in the sidewalk and growing up or whatever, but we need to get. And just lastly, the street sign is looking for a drink. I think Bishop Home don't have a sign there, so wherever missing signage, just need to make sure that we replace those signs. Maybe some people from out of town looking for a certain street area and there's no sign.
Commissioner,
Mr. Johnson just mentioned signs are being taken down on the poles being taken for and I was going to turn up Newton. If he could do a follow-up with recycling company as Lieutenant when he was here about the metal. Right. I know Mr. Moore answer me tonight for time, but I would like for you to your to do and report back to you. I'd like to know the status of the city's Commissioner Biggs, the status of the city solar. We calling it? Okay.
I don't even think you got it. I was going to talk about. Just go and ask your question.
I just want to make sure we use the city slogan. We heard anything on that. The status of the credentials reads, this is on the 27th meeting. The status of the class degrees of employees.
Yeah, we're working on that.
And the, I would like to do the years of service for all staff. And also, status of the rest of us, so it is. Take this opportunity to thank you for addressing the concern of water during our last meeting. Chance to do that. We a lot of information on Facebook and other water conditions, and I just want to thank you for bringing us another and still do it on there. And I want to also thank you for reaching out to look over, because I was wondering what was plan for the backlash, so thank you for that. And the 501c3 has some kind of coming, I think, working on it, like almost 4 or 5, so thank you for that. And I'd like to know what amenities are we on campground? Campground, because I'm about Wi-Fi. And I know a lot of amenities on campground or several. So what do we offer our campers?
The terms of Wi-Fi, at the cost of Wi-Fi, because of the amount of money that we're losing, Marina, we have not implemented Wi-Fi. You can get Wi-Fi in the building if you come up to the registration and in the conference. You can get Wi-Fi in the building, but it's not extended to the campground. It will cost to do that, and we've got it on, and we're looking at how we can get that done. Other amenities that are very, we originally when we came in, they had taken most of the garbage containers out of the camp. We have placed some containers back in. It's not quite as cumbersome for them to take their garbage and put it away. I think that of us maintain the facility when we first here, the weeds were grown high all the way down the campground. His team went in and cleared those weeds out of there. Done, in my opinion, job maintaining it. Now it's a rainy season. The grass is going back so fast now. In fact, that they got to maintain they got to maintain the entire as well. They're doing an admiral trying to maintain the facility. The pool, when we first the pool, you couldn't even swim. Mr. Bull and staff of their great lengths to make sure that is functional and that people can utilize. We were not open on a basis when Mr. Gray was there. There's somebody there every 10 to the needs of us that are there. When we first got up there, all off in the parking lot. All now are back on the parking lot. All the lights were off there in the evening hours. Now lights are back on the pier, and so that's a sampling of some of the things done to try and improve things there in the campground. We'll work some of the other things like getting so that people are not driving back down here like on a racetrack, and the other things we're trying to do. So, ma'am, we have not increased. When we picked up the responsibility of the Marine, we did not pick up additional staff, and so we have done what I just mentioned with existing staff. Mr. Tadpole and Ms. are assigned to public services. However, they have been moved and have had to continue using responsibility.
And they did a great job.
I agree, ma'am.
I mean, I wasn't questioning they did a great job or not, questioning about how we encourage people to come campground support us by supporting ground. I wasn't questioning about what's happening. But I'm trying to help us to draw people to campground and marina, so maybe it would help us in revenues.
What to be done?
Yeah, that was my primary concern. That's it. Thank everybody for being here.
All right. Very much, Vice Mayor. Can I have one?
Same thing. Our camper, our motorhome, Myers Beach right now, and we go over the summer. $320 for the spot. You did 2 weekends out of the month. If you come and stay the 2 weekends, which is you stay Friday, Saturday, and all Sunday, as long as you leave by 12 o'clock. And if you stay any other time, $30 a night. If we had somebody sitting for Pahokee, it's called a, because they're kind of the winter months. In the summer, they just wanted to show like there's some people in there. And that's a very good, because you don't have to take that motor back and forth to Fort Myers. And it's right, San Carlos, right when you go to the bridge. And that's a great deal. I've just been there since the weekends up to Tuesday. But if we had something like you could bring your camper, the local people would use it to do that all the time. It's camper to the dike and just ever so often. But you go have some kind of cut deal, and this makes it look business. People come and there's a lot of campers here. Go up there and it's bare, no flowers, some shrubbery. It looks terrible. It has no. You want to go up there?
Well, I think we may need some.
But they've got to do something to bring in summer, because you're just, it for them to just sit there like that. If you cut them around where where the local people could take their motorhome up there, they'd come, they used to do it all the time. We always did that, and when 17 was, and just go up on.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm quite sure we'll take your recommendation. Any other comments? Since there being no other comments, commission meeting is adjourned.